Hi everyone, this is Amy Barseghian here with OC Home TV. We are here with Ralph Rubio, the owner of Rubio's Restaurants, to talk a little bit about the rich history behind this amazing company. The ever popular fish taco, of course, is what started it all 30 years ago. And so we're going to talk with Ralph today and learn about the history behind the company and how it grew from there. So tell us about the origination of the fish taco.
Well, good morning, Amy. Let's see, fish taco. I didn't invent the fish taco, but we perfected it, thank you, and we certainly popularized it. But the way the story goes, I grew up in LA, and in 1973 I went to San Diego to go to San Diego State. And during my first spring break as a college student, we went down to San Felipe, Mexico. Hence, that's me with the cape and the bull on my way down, traveling through Baja. I had my first fish taco in San Felipe, a little fishing village on the Sea of Cortez, and fell in love with fish tacos. And every spring break, every year we go back and eat fish tacos, but I couldn't get them in San Diego. And so in the meantime, while going to school, I got into the restaurant business kind of on a whim, and started bussing tables and then waiting tables at the old spaghetti factory, you know, and then the Hungry Hunter. So I was on the 5-year plan to graduate from San Diego State, and while I was there, I was learning about the restaurant business. I had this love for fish tacos because I continued to travel through Mexico and explore Mexican food. But when I graduated in '78, and then a few years thereafter, still nobody was serving fish tacos in San Diego in a big way. And so with my dad as my partner, we decided to open our first Rubio's in 1983. So I had some operating experience, I had my college degree, and he put up the capital, and we started Rubio's on January 25th, 1983. And we've grown in the last 30 years to about 100, almost 200 restaurants.
That's great. And what states can guests find you in?
Well, you can, we're as far east as Denver. We're also in Utah and Salt Lake City, mostly California and Arizona, and we're as far north as San Francisco and Sacramento.
That's great. So when you started the business with your father, did he just put up the capital, or was he involved there in the business and in the restaurant right away too?
Yeah, he was involved, but my father came out of the plastics business, so he was more of a manufacturing guy, and so he deferred to me on a lot of the food and the operating side of the business and the marketing side of the business. And it actually was a family business. It was really interesting because when we started, my mom was involved, and my brothers and my sister, and they all had equity in the business. And so when Rubio's went public in 1999, they were able to then take their equity, their ownership, and go do their own thing because they weren't as enamored or passionate about the Rubio's fish taco business as I was. So, you know, years later, I'm the only one standing. My family's there. I still see my family. We're all in San Diego, but everyone's doing their own thing.
Well, that's exciting. That's a great story. So it started with the fish taco and kind of trying to find that in San Diego. And how did you decide where to take the menu after that?
Yeah, good question. It was just kind of like I didn't have any grand vision really or a big business plan. I just figured I love fish tacos and other college students would too. So if I can make one restaurant work, then we could have maybe 5 or 10. Never dreamed that we'd have 200 restaurants. You know, so we kind of took it a day at a time. And actually, when I was going to start Rubio's, not a lot of people know this, but I wanted to model it after a fish taco stand where all they basically serve is fish tacos. And a friend of mine, Dave Simmons, said to me, well, wait a minute, you might want to think twice about that, because what if somebody comes to Rubio's and they don't necessarily want a fish taco, you should offer them a chicken burrito or a quesadilla or a salad or something. And I go, you're right, we better diversify this menu a little bit. So when we opened Rubio's, we had shredded beef, carnitas, shredded chicken. My brother Robert and I developed a pretty diverse menu for you from the get-go. And so we've always really been a fresh Mexican grill, offering a lot of seafood, either the beer battered fish, and now we offer grilled mahi-mahi, grilled salmon. Those are newer products, and grilled shrimp, of course. But we always had a chicken or a beef offering, and most recently we served carnitas, which is pork. And now we have a line of salads that we didn't have at the very beginning. So it kind of evolved really to meet the needs of the marketplace, because as you know, the marketplace has changed dramatically over the last 30 years, and you need to stay current. You not only stay current, but you need to stay ahead.
And also, I like that you remain traditional and do the switches.
Yes, that's very important. You know, the fact that my parents were both born in Mexico, So even though I was born and grew up in the States, I have a real love and respect for the culture. And so, you know, just a lot of things that we did are very authentic, like our stone ground corn tortillas. It's like I would experience when I visit my grandmother down in Tijuana. You know, not a hard shell tortilla like you might get at Taco Bell back in the day, but a soft shell stone ground tortilla. We were one of the first ones also to popularize and pioneer cilantro. We use cilantro. You say, yeah, it's ubiquitous now, but back in 1983, not so much.
Not so much. So if you had to share just a few words that you think idealize what Rubio's is and what you want customers to take away when they visit Rubio's, what is that?
I would say it's an alternative look, an innovative look at fresh, tasty Mexican. It's our take on Mexican food, the way I discovered it down in Baja. And the thing about Baja that's interesting, which is really where we draw most of our inspiration, it's a really simple approach. Not a lot of sauces, you know, it's not a heavy food. When you eat, I tell people tell me that when they eat at Rubio's, it tastes clean, it tastes healthy, it tastes fresh. They feel good about eating at Rubio's. And so, and at a great price. To get this kind of freshness and quality at that price is really unique. So we're a great alternative to fast food and also to casual dining, because you can get a high quality meal at Rubio's that you might expect to get at a full service restaurant. So a lot of people don't know that. And so actually we're seeing our dinner business is improving as we've added a number of new grilled seafood offerings. Grilled seafood is often associated with the dinner time occasion. And so people are looking at Rubio's for dinner. We also serve beer. And we're looking at maybe serve sangria, a wine offering. So cold beer with grilled fish, with an original fish taco, grilled shrimp. I mean, that is something that's very powerful, and it works for us.
That's right. I think it works for Orange County as well.
It does.
Yes. Thank you for joining us on OC Mom TV today with Ralph Rubio, owner of Rubio's Restaurants. You can learn more by visiting rubios.com and also following them on their Facebook page at Rubio's. Thanks for watching.